Hello everyone, welcome back to another video where civilization starts over. We're on episode 10 now, I think. So the first event of this video will be the same as the last video. We're just going to see these alliances expand. So the first alliance to expand will be the Diamond Alliance. So we actually see an quite weird thing happen. We see an unexpected nation join this alliance. Now it will be the Romans or Naples, you could say. These guys, they are very weak. Yeah, they probably will lose to these guys. They have grown into the strongest nation in the Italian areas. So yeah, but we'll see another nation join, and that will be Greece. Now both of these two nations have had their share of history. Greece was a part of the Turkish Empire, Byzantines thing. Naples here had a Roman Empire thing going on, and yeah, and now both have like gone opposite ways. Greece started weak, these guys started strong. Now Greece is strong, and these guys are weak. But of course, we'll see this cross alliance expand as well. So the first member to join this cross alliance now will be the Turkey here. Now they have been wanting to join, as recently they have had good relations with the Russians, but also they joined because Greece is like the rival, and these guys have joined, and basically many of their neighbors that are strong are in an alliance, so that's why the Turkish wants to join an alliance. But then we actually see another nation join the cross alliance, and that actually will be the nation called Morocco. Now this is very unexpected, as Morocco is an African nation, the first African nation to join an European alliance, and the reason they did this is because they want to expand their influence. The Iberian Union is kind of their roadblock to becoming a great power, actually. Because if the Iberian Union just vanishes, but if the Iberian Union just vanishes, these guys could basically take control of this strait, earn a lot of money, and expand into Europe. And but now, of course, we see that the Iberian Union will not collapse. They're one of the most stable nations in this world so far, and it doesn't look like they're going to fall apart anytime soon. But that would be all for the alliance expansion. Now we'll be looking at another event that will happen, of course, in Europe, but it will be in Brittany here. Now Brittany has had a quite quiet history ever since the Great Mediterranean War. They had an empire going on. They were close to, because they ruled all of these areas, I think. But then it just fell apart after the Great Mediterranean War, and they became quiet. But we'll see many people rise up as they want to reform and make a better nation, a better Brittany. So we see basically people rise up. We see the nation fall into civil war, as you see many pockets form and declare their self-independence, and yeah, the civil war has started. But we also have another nation that has an history of expanding and expansion and all of that borders these guys that have actually grown in size very quickly ever since the Romans fell, and that will be France. As we see France take advantage of the Brittany's collapse and start to invade them in the east over here. Then we actually see them invading from the east, like the northeastern areas, and they take control of these areas very fast. Now there's really no reason they did this, they just want to have some land gains from this, as they do not want to miss an opportunity here. But we'll see basically Britain's government collapse, and yeah, let's look at peace treaty between the rebellions and France and Brittany. This will be the peace treaty where we see France take all of this, and this becomes their own nation, and yeah. But looking away from this area, we'll be looking over to the Asian region, where we'll be seeing some expansion. So we see this Korean nation, they will be expanding as we see them go up here, expand there. But they will also be expanding their coastal areas, as they find a lot of fishes that they sell over here. So they of course want more coast, but they will also be losing some land, especially down here in Japan, where they lose all of their claims here. As we see them lose claims on everything, as two new Japanese nations form, and they have no major cities for some reason, so we'll be just placing some out like that. Then adding capital cities, we see these guys have it in the south, these guys will have it over here like that. But now we'll be looking over here in this area, where we see many new nations just pop up as they migrate from Russia, this nation, the Asian areas from China, and all of that. So yeah, let's look at these new nations. So these are the nations that form. We see this northern coastal nation, we see this Siberian nation, we see these three nations form, we also see this nation form alongside this nation. And all of these formed mostly because of massive migration from Europe over here down more east. But we also saw, of course, migration from the Asian areas over here up north, or all of that. But also, like this nation, it was formed because people just lived here and decided to form a government and make their own. It's kind of the same thing over here with this nation and this nation. People just lived there, don't know bigger nation that had land claims over it, so they just decided to form their own government. Moving on from all of this, we'll be seeing another event happen. This time it will be over here in India, where we actually see them have to let go of two pieces of land. These are the areas that India has to let go of. Now, I did say it was two areas, but this nation, it was supposed to have all of this, but I think it just looks weird, so I made this into its own nation. But also we have this South Indian nation forming. So yeah, let's look at where these guys will have their capitals at. Now, India, they will not be changing their capital, not yet at least. But we see this nation have it right there, these guys will have it there, and this South Indian nation will have it in Sri Lanka. Now we'll be seeing another thing happen, that will be the Russian expansion. As we see, Russia, they were planning to invade this nation, but they just don't, because they don't have the resources to do. Alexander Fedorov says. So we'll see them expand more east. So we see them invade or expand into these areas. And yeah, Russia is now a very big nation and a very strong nation, as they're the strongest. Without any questions, no nations can match them. But if the only thing that, like, we need to bring up the alliance layer to like make something that could match the strength or hold back the Russians. So I think we could use the Pentagon alliance. Now if we merge all of these members into one nation, put all their army and fight the Russian army, they could at least hold the Russians back. Not defeat, but hold them back. But in the end they will lose, as Russia has massive amounts of people. If you look at a major city here, they're the most populated nation in the world. And yeah, that makes them stronger, as they can just recruit whoever they want. But looking away from the alliance layer, we'll be seeing another thing happen. That will be the Tunisians invading into the Italian peninsula. red team, they have this leader, a peaceful leader, he says, but then he says that these guys just need to be theirs, and yeah, I guess the Romans still control Malta. But we see the Tunisians, they will make a landing. They will make a landing here, capturing the capital really quick before taking the whole island and making their way into this area. Now we'll be actually seeing Rome. They will be joining in. You see Roman soldiers enter in and take all of that. Now let's look at the division of this pink nation. So here's a peace treaty where we see it being very unfair. Rome only gets these less important areas while the Tunisians just take all of the most important areas. Moving on. We'll be actually seeing a war up here where we see Ireland. They will be invaded actually, landing here, capturing this major city before moving in and quickly taking all of the capital. And yeah, and we just see this area. We'll just see the Iberians, they will just take claim of it all, as it's the Iberians, come on. But then we of course just see these guys, they will just go move around, taking all of the capital cities before they completely surrender. Now let's look at a peace treaty between South England and Ireland. We see this being a peace treaty where we see South England taking all of the, Western England, we see them taking all of the south parts of Ireland, but they will also, oh my god, but they will also take a part of this colony before Iberia then takes all of the rest. And yeah, Ireland is now very weak as they will have to move their hello, what is up? But they will have to move their capital, so we see them move it up there. And yeah, Ireland is now very weak and an easy target for like nations like Scotland, or maybe in Sweden, or the Iberians, maybe, who knows? Maybe the Iberians will just go up here and snatch them up, just take all of them, just claim them and make their own big empire. That will be all for this video. Now this video will be much shorter than these videos usually are, but yeah, that's all for this video. Now if you made it this far and like this sort of content, please like and subscribe, as it would mean a lot for me. My subscriber goal by the end of this year is going to be 100, but I'm trying to get at least 40 subscribers. So yeah, that's all. Bye bye.